Welcome home. So far, I don't want to jinx it because we did have some jinxing earlier in the week, but so far, Rimworld has consistently brought in a group of viewers who are dedicated and like the game. Engagement when it comes to helping me with the game every single time. Lots of interaction and advice on what to do. And support. Like, we've actually done very good for support every Rimworld stream. The reason I say I don't want to jinx it is because that was also the case for Arc Raiders until yesterday. And then yesterday, the bubble burst on Arc Raiders and we had a pretty rough stream, to be honest. So I'm hoping that's not the case tonight. Rimworld so far, or streams of it I put in, I've liked it a lot. And I'm looking forward to more improvements and more fun, right? Brelobo says you seem really positive. I don't know why you get a bad rep. Because the people who give me a bad rep are not actually representing me in any kind of realm of reality. They are trying to negatively spin anything that I say or do so that it makes me look bad so they have content. Because the truth is, most people who do it are content creators who have no talent. And if it weren't for me existing, they would be absolutely nothing on this planet but meaningless. So they latch onto me like a parasite, and then they say, what can I do today to say that Phil did something bad or did something heinous so I can make a video or make a post or a viral tweet or something? And then I can make a lot of, money and get clicks and, stuff for myself. People who have been coming to my streams genuinely and just watching the content have been absolutely enjoying it. They've had no problems with me or the content, so... I'm not representing my critics fairly. Do you really believe? Let's analyze this, okay? Do you really believe that someone would spend as much time completely stalking, micro-analyzing, and or saying and doing so many bad things about someone if there wasn't personal gain involved? All right, at one point, there was a group called the Sons of Kojima. This was many years ago. The reason that they had an issue with me is because they felt that I was actually doing things genuinely wrong, whether it was my content creation style, the way that I presented myself or misrepresented myself. Who do you get? There's a lot of things involved, you know what I'm saying? But they actually felt that they were critics and that they were trying to give constructive criticism with their things that they put out and that I just didn't listen. In truth, I never saw a single piece of content from the Sons of Kojima. I didn't watch any of it. So I don't even know. I can't even tell you accurately if that's truth or not. But what I know is they didn't monetize their content. Any content that they put out was to say, hey, we think Phil is wrong or he's doing something wrong. Here's why. And that was the end all be all of it. If they monetized their content, the rest of the group would come down hard on them and be like, what, are you crazy? Like, you're just as bad as Phil. We're trying to criticize him for being a bad creator. And now you're making toxic content and trying to make money on it. That's not in the spirit of what we do. Okay? When the Sons of Kojima disbanded, all of a sudden there was a big gap in this realm of people who were saying negative things online about me. And so a bunch of people scurried to fill in that hole because there had been people watching negative content about me for many, many years. And since Sons of Kojima was no more, someone had to fill in that role. And what ended up happening was the next group were people who didn't care if the content they put out was constructive or destructive. They didn't even care if it was true or false. As long as it got a rise out of an audience that was ignorant and they could make money on it, that's all they cared about. They blatantly broke the law by 100% ripping and stealing my content, live restreaming it, all illegal things. You cannot do any of those things. Can you put commentary and criticism over a work? Yes, you can. Can you completely rip someone's work in its entirety and re-represent it on your channel so that it's an alternative way to watch said content and eliminate the need to watch the original? No. That's not protected under any law on planet Earth. Okay? It's completely illegal. Can you live restream anyone without their permission? No. Because again, you're providing an alternate way to watch the content and you're eliminating the monetization rights of the person who owns the content. It's wrong. It's illegal. Okay? These people have done this now probably 7 straight years, and they realize that YouTube doesn't care about it. There's no way to really shut them down without suing them fully. So, because of that, they just continue to do it. So, if you come to my content and you're like, wow, I don't get it. I tuned in to Phil's stream tonight. We had chill vibes. He really enjoyed the game that we were playing. He interacted with everyone all night. He personally shouted out every contribution. He wasn't nonstop asking for contributions. There was no goal on the stream that he was trying to hit. I don't understand. That's the opposite of everything that they say about him. That's because they always lie. They're always making it up and over-exaggerating or misrepresenting so that they make me look like the big villain they want me to be, so you'll continue to watch their clickbait content. It's just that simple. There's nothing else to it. It's not like back in the day where it's like, oh, this is a complex story of people who just don't like the way I present myself and they want me to better myself. No, it's not none of that. It's they want to make money. They have no talent. The only way they can make money is to be criminals. So they've criminalized the way that they make the monetization content on YouTube. It's just ridiculous. But they get away with it because, I'm not filthy rich. Even Asmongold himself said, why don't you claim their content? There's no way to. There's no way for someone like me of my stature to claim content on YouTube. It doesn't exist. There's no take the ad revenue away from them. It's not real. All right, the only people that can do that are either the ginormous creators, they have the tool for it, or people who are with a partner network that also does it for them. So I don't have any of that, and I don't have the ability to defend myself, so they get away with it. The good news is I also don't care because I'm doing so well for myself. I have a great positive following. I get people who support all my content. Why would I care that they do that? Let them make illegal money for as long as they can. It won't last forever. Eventually it's just like everything. The bubble's going to burst on this crap at some point, and they're all going to go over the end of the cliff right into the ravine, and I don't have to deal with it because I'm not going to be involved in it. It's self-destruction at its finest, and it's going to happen. Thank you, Lance. You have consistently been one of the big supporters on Kick overall. This week, for whatever reason, we had a big dip in Kick support. I don't know why, but it was huge. And sadly, it did result in some slowing down of certain streams. Where normally we would get a bunch of subs or kicks or whatever. We didn't really have that this last week. So I appreciate, Lance, you being one of the staple supporters here of the channel. You're great in that regard. Thank you. And then Gimmer did another $2 super chat. It says you will outlast all of the detractors. It's like I said, I'm not going to let anyone like that affect me. I'm going to keep going positively, and I will stream every day I want. I'll be successful every single day that I want to. And I won't stop until I'm ready to stop. I am in control of my destiny, not them. No, they're not affecting me at all. Someone just asked, someone brought it up, so I respond. You have to understand that there's a difference between, oh, he's bringing it up out of the blue just because he feels like it because he's bothered, or Phil's bringing it up because someone asked. Someone literally just brought it up, so I responded. That's called being an interactive streamer. When you talk with your audience about what they're bringing up and want to talk about, it's pretty common practice on the internet. You should look it up. Most people don't just ignore their audience completely and act like they're not there. Rod B just did a $10 super chat, and he asked a question about copyright striking someone on YouTube. Allow me to counter that because I know all about that process. He says, theoretically, if you copyright strike a restreamer, can't the restreamer, or wouldn't the restreamer have to then provide their full legal name to counter? If they don't counter, no need to file the lawsuit. So what? It doesn't matter if I know their name or not. What does that have to do with anything? But yeah, if you counterclaim any copyright strike on YouTube, you have to give your name, your address, contact information, and more, because essentially you are now creating a legal dialogue between you and the person who has stricken you with the claim. It's supposed to be actual evidence for if it ever goes to court that, listen, I did respond and here's the information I provided. If you provide false information, basically you relinquish all rights to the video you uploaded, therefore you will lose in court. Okay? Rod B did a $5 super chat and says, my point is most restream channels don't want to be doxxed. Maybe this guy wouldn't care. Well, here's the problem with that. Alright, so here we go. Number one, most people think they know that it will never go to the legal realm. They think that if I were to issue a copyright takedown, they would hit me with the counterclaim and then I would just sit here and never do anything with it, and it would be reviewed and relinquished within 2 weeks, setting it to a 2-week time period that YouTube gives. Because here's how it works. You issue the copyright takedown, YouTube reviews it quickly, sends it to the person, and takes down the video. The person then has the right to counterclaim it. If they counterclaim it, it takes around 2 weeks, and then you, like me, the original person who did the claim, would have to provide legal evidence that I'm suing. Meaning, I actually have now filed a lawsuit stating they have violated my copyright, and I'm going to sue that person. If I provide the evidence to YouTube, the video remains down. If I never provide the evidence to YouTube, within 2 weeks, the video is reinstated on YouTube as if nothing ever went wrong. Okay, that's the process YouTube uses. There's nothing else you can do. If you do not file a lawsuit, you can never take down a video for good. Okay? Now, number one, I don't have money to be filing lawsuits against every single person who restreams me or steals my content. It's too frivolous, it's too time-consuming, and it's too expensive. That's number one. Number two, they can just lie. Because, for example, let's say someone has, I don't know, Johnny Duty's bullshit channel against Phil, and he's restreaming me right now, and I hit him with a copyright strike. He can literally respond with all fake info, and unless I'm going to sue him, it doesn't matter. You can't get in trouble for providing fake info. How would anyone even know? Because it didn't go to court, right? So you can, any person who steals my content can literally just respond with bullshit info and then get away with it, because I'm not going to sue them. And then on top of that, here's what's even worse about it, okay? These people have gone so far because they've decided that somehow it's within their right to do what they're doing, even though it's blatantly illegal. And no lawyer on this planet is ever going to look at what they're doing and be like, that's allowed, because it's not, okay? But they have convinced themselves in their heads that they are doing the right thing and what they're doing is legal, okay? So, they have outright said that if I did actually exercise my legal right to hit them with DMCA takedowns, they would then falsify a bunch of takedowns against me to get my channel taken down. And you might say, well, isn't that illegal? Yes, but what they're doing right now is illegal, so they don't care. And you might say, well, wait, I thought you just said that you can dispute all of those claims and you could just get them cleared up. I can, but it takes 2 weeks. So my channel would be offline for 2 weeks. I'd have no avenue to make money because they would shut down my channel for 2 weeks with illegal claims that aren't true, and I'd have to wait 2 weeks for YouTube to clear them all so that I can upload and stream and do stuff again. So that's how awful YouTube's system is. It's literally everyone has guns to each other's heads like this. At any moment, anyone could file a false claim, and then everyone is in this endless loop of disputing and counterclaiming and hoping that no one files a lawsuit. And it's a piece of shit process. It never should have existed like this. Because in truth, it's not sufficient and it doesn't actually enforce the law. It's actually just a way for YouTube to protect their own butts so they don't get sued if someone says, hey, there's no way to enforce copyright on YouTube. What gives? That's illegal. I sue YouTube for it now. So their system is completely insufficient. And that's why you never really hear about these, circular situations where I hit this guy with a claim, they hit me with a claim. You'll hear every once in a while. But for the most part, everyone on YouTube just understands it's you're just shooting your own self in the foot with it. Like, there's no point to ever do it because it will never actually serve the purpose you want. No video is ever going to get taken down permanently. No one's ever going to have their channel permanently removed. All that's going to happen is everyone gets shot. It's like they say that, an eye for an eye. And if you do an eye for an eye, everyone's blind. Exactly. If we all just hit each other with claims, then what's the point? The whole site goes down, right? Like, everyone's content will be gone. So what's the point of that? That's why I don't bother with it. Even though I have a legal right to claim all this content and take it all down, there's no point in doing it because they're just going to dispute it. It'll go back up, and then they're just going to hit me with false shit that I have to deal with, and I'm not going to deal with it. What are you talking about? Truly your last body or something says, is $5 super chat. You said, dead serious. You've explicitly stated you do not want Raw's viewers in your chat because they're toxic. Never said that. They're stealing something you don't even want. Not true. Viewership and chatting is completely different. You do understand that someone can watch content and not be in the chat and not participate in the chat, right? So if no one was illegally stealing my content right now and it was only on my channel, even if there was toxic people watching, I'd still get the view. I'd still get the ad revenue. I'd still get the credit on my channel. I'd still get the engagement. My channel would probably get pushed out to the algorithm again. But since most of my viewership is getting pushed to off-site places, other channels, other restreamers on other services, I don't get any credit for my own work. That's the problem. It's not that, the people in chat, you don't want them there. I don't give a fuck if they're there or not, even if they get moderated. If you get banned from my chat, you can still watch the content on my channel. So you have no point whatsoever. What you have been spoon-fed this rhetoric, this fucking brainwashing lies from these people who are trying to spin what they're doing illegally as justifiable. It's not justifiable in any way, shape, or form. They are outright stealing from me every single time they restream or they re-upload my content, period. There's no defense for it. There's no, they did what you see, you don't want them in your chat. No, it's not defensible. It's illegal. Get with the fucking picture. Stop living in fantasy la-la land with these other retard weirdos who think that doing crimes online is okay because it's online. It's not okay. Crime is a crime no matter where you commit it. Whether it's online, offline, in America, in China, it doesn't fucking matter if you're on the moon. If you're committing a crime, it's still a crime. He says, maybe these guys make so much money, they might not care if you know their full name, but most restreamer channels do not want you to know their name. They won't counter you, I'm guessing. Yes, they will. I told you outright, not only will they counter me, probably with false information, I would guess, then they're going to hit me with false strikes. So that's why, there's no point in everyone just shooting each other around in a circle and everyone's channels get shut down. What's the point of that? Right? What needs to happen is YouTube needs to have an actual way by which this content gets fully reviewed and taken care of. Okay? 100%. They need to have a better system for it. They don't. Their system is garbage and not sufficient legally, but literally no one has ever sued YouTube for their system. They've actually sued for dumb stuff like, oh, you demonetized my channel because it's about zombies, and now you think zombies is adult content, so you demonetized the whole channel. Like, they've gone to court for that. No one has ever sued YouTube and said, hey, YouTube, your system actually doesn't work. It's not sufficient for enforcing copyright, and on a daily basis, my copyright is violated thousands of times. It's your fault. I'm suing your ass. No one's done that because everyone's afraid to bite the hand that feeds them. Oh, if I sue YouTube, well, that means maybe I won't be able to work on YouTube anymore and I've killed my career. But in reality, that's what needs to happen. A whole group of people need to get together and sue YouTube in a class action saying, this system is broken. You need to have a real one, or else don't allow this at all. Just shut it down. Anytime you see a restream, anytime you see that, it has to be shut down. It's that. You can't allow crime on your site just because you're complacent and don't want to be involved. Right? That's like say, I own a plot of land out back, and I just allow people to go there and sell drugs on that plot of land and shoot up right in front of everyone in the neighborhood. But it's your plot of land. You own it. Oh, I don't want to deal with that. What do you mean? You own the fucking land. It's all the crimes are being committed on your land. Oh, no. Okay, YouTube, whatever you say. Let's see here. Well, now Kevin Bernstein is saying that he did actually get banned. And he says that was his real channel. Alright, Kevin, you've been unbanned. I don't know what happened there. I really don't. I don't understand it. Alright, but that was a $2 tip. Thanks, Kevin. Rocky Tacular, what you're saying has no legal bearing whatsoever. He says, you can't prove people watching restreamers would watch you at all. You can't claim intent for market replacement because they don't say things like watch us instead of Phil. So let me get this straight. Right now, if I were to live rebroadcast Avengers Endgame on this channel in its entirety from start to finish, I could say, hey, that's fair because you don't know that someone would have actually watched the original movie. They're here to make fun of it on my channel in my chat. So let's just restream the whole movie right now in its entirety. It's completely allowed because we're here to razz it. No! That's not how copyright works, you fucking idiot. Do some fucking research and use your brain instead of listening to dumb people who have brainwashed you. That's not how the law works, you moron. God damn, you people are stupid out there. Like, really? You are dumb as fuck. Yes, my channel is copyrighted. Everyone who broadcasts on YouTube a live stream or a video is protected under the Creative Commons copyright licensing that YouTube is providing. It's been there since day one. It's never going away. It doesn't matter if you believe it or not. It's real, or else no one would ever be able to issue a copyright takedown at all. You're a moron. Stop. Stop drinking the Kool-Aid. Get a fucking brain cell fired up for once. Why are you so stupid? Really? How can you be that ignorant? How can you just believe what you're fucking told by someone who stands to profit by the lie? That is The definition of being mentally deficient and gullible. You are it. Congrats. Wow, I mean, it is astounding how dumb people are in the modern day, isn't it? It's jaw-dropping how stupid people are. Like, since day one, everyone who has ever uploaded to YouTube was protected by Creative Commons. Do you think that every person who's ever uploaded a video to YouTube did a formal copyright with the Library of Congress? Are you that dumb? Hey, what the fuck is your problem? How can you be that stupid?